Hi everyone. So this is my new Speedweave. It's a 28 pin. It's very large. Now I measured what the measurements they gave me, and my brain isn't working right, and this is obviously a lot larger of a device than I had seen in all the videos. So there's a 14 pin one that's about obviously half the size of this. So you can see by my hand how big this thing is. So it's a little big than what I thought it was going to be. However, and unfortunately it is, I got it on eBay. It came from New York, but it was a Chinese company, unfortunately. But I'm poor, and I can't afford a $50 Speedweave loom right at this time. And a lot of the ones that are on Etsy look exactly like this. The only, and some of them go upwards of $100, and I'm like, why? What makes yours? They look exactly like this. And the only thing I can tell is that they basically create nice little boxes or instructions or extra little things that come with them. I don't really like supporting Chinese cheap made goods, especially over individual artisans, but this is just, you know, metal. One thing I will say about this is that when you get these, and if you get them on Amazon, and yes, I know that Amazon is bad as well, but it is kind of hard to find. I mean, again, I'm broke. I don't have the money to spend $50 for a piece of metal device. And again, they all look pretty much the same. So what I didn't know about the so I saw these a while ago, and the interesting thing is that these are actually a very old device. Like, I don't know when they first came onto the scene. The earliest I think I saw was maybe the 1930s. So I was kind of worried that there was like a patent on this, and maybe there is, I don't know. But it looks like it's really just it's just a piece of metal, you know. But it's old, so it's just basically people have just made. Anyway, I won't get into the politics of it. Anyway, so because I am learning how to mend, this just looked really intriguing to me. So I got the largest one thinking, well, I can always do smaller mends on it. You can see how big it is. One thing I will say, that if you order one of these, you might have to actually, this is actually a little bit still rough. You're going to have to sand down the edges. Just get a rasp. I actually have a heavy duty, fingernail sander thing. This worked actually, but you are going to probably end up that's still rough right on that edge. So you're going to have to actually sand that down a little bit to basically remove all the sharp burry edges, especially on these little parts right here, because this is the rubber band that it came with it. If you don't do that, I went through like 3 rubber bands because it will just break it. It's so sharp. So you are going to need to do a little bit of adjustment on these. You're going to have to sand them down. Take off the edges. Not a big deal. It really isn't. Just get a metal sander or a heavy duty emery board and just work at it, and it works. You might need to get eventually these rubber bands didn't break, but I'm thinking I might try and find an old pair of stockings. I don't wear stockings anymore, so I might actually have to go to the store and buy a pair of stockings and make your own kind of fabric elastic thing to kind of hold it. Now there is like a ridge in between, there's a piece of metal, or excuse me, a piece of wood, so you can see it's a wooden disc, and there's a groove in there that you put the rubber band in. So you put your item over that. You can't, so this is an old nightgown that I have been wearing to death, and I've actually done another little mend. I'm practicing all my mending on it, but right there is the item that I want to repair. So there's 28 pins. Now I've seen videos where you don't actually have to use all the 28 pins. So that's what I'm kind of hoping. I'm going to experiment. Again, it's just an old nightgown I wear. You know, no one ever sees me in this except my partner. And so I'm going to try and repair this, probably just using maybe like, you know, 4 pins, and we'll see how that works. You know, I think the other application for this, someone said that they had a large one. They're good for like larger tears, or if you want to do some embellishments on like a rug or on a coat or something, that this might be kind of a nice size for that. So I will come back and show you how I'm working with this, but I just want to kind of, this, you know, again, I got this off of eBay, and you are going to have to do some metal things. But it, you know, I was looking around, and it was really kind of, unless you go on Etsy, you're not going to find, you know, it seems like they're all really the same device. I mean, unless someone's custom making, which I'm sure they could, custom making this metal frame, and this, you know, these are just wires that are just bent. I mean, it's pretty easy to make one of these if you had the skill set to do it, but you are going to have to deburr the edges around it, which is not a deal breaker. Just keep that in mind, and I'll just let you know how it goes. All right, thanks.